Greetings, class. Welcome to the English Language Arts 3 class, the focus of which is on American literature. My name is Dr. Ezad, and I will be your instructor for this class. As we are beginning the school year virtually, I have created this video to introduce you to the course and to demonstrate how to navigate to the Google Classroom for this course, the assignments of which have already been outlined and are displayed on the Google Classroom stream for marking period 1. There will be a lot of important information about documents you will have to reference for this course, so feel free to pause the video at key moments to locate and review the various resources, texts, and assignments of which I make mention throughout the video. First, you will need to add yourself as a student to this class if you are not in my class already. The student version of this video will have the class codes for each period in the description for this video below. Once you have signed up for the class and you log on, you will notice that all of the assignments for marking period 1 have been posted in reverse chronological order, with the first document to review for this class appearing at the very bottom of the classwork list and the stream. That document is the class syllabus. When you click on the syllabus, you will find a description of the expectations for this course, and below that is a table with the weekly schedule for this marking period. This table outlines activities on which the focus for the week will be, as well as the topics for the weekly discussions and expectations for formative assessments like exit tickets, and due dates for assignments. You will also notice that one of the first activities listed is the Student Interest Survey. You may want to complete this first, as the survey items are designed for me to determine whether or not there would be any alternative texts that you might be interested in completing assignments on, as well as to allow me to make suggestions for optional secondary texts for each unit. Also, the results for the last item are especially important, as this will inform what project options I create for you for any projects we are to complete. I would really like for you to think deeply about what career choices you would like to pursue, and the website that is linked in the last item will take you to a list of possible careers categorized by fields. So, for instance, if you would like to pursue a career in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, you can research specific jobs within that field. And if the prospect of being a nuclear engineer interests you because they make $103,000 a year on average, I may allow you to work with texts that will provide you with information that you would need to know to work in that field. I may also fashion project options, such as creating an informational website in response to a given prompt using a simple coding language like HTML, which will begin to prepare you to write software, which may be among the duties of a nuclear engineer. Please take the time to thoroughly research these career choices, as the purpose of school is to create activities that will equip you with the skills that will allow you to secure a good career for yourself. And though you may have aspirations to be a YouTuber or a model, which is fine, be sure that at least one of the 4 occupations you select requires some very specific technical knowledge, i.e. coding, knowledge of physics, a profound understanding of chemistry, etc. Those are often the jobs that are most lucrative and most in demand, and arguably most impactful. With that said, let's take a look at the topic for the weekly discussion for week 1, which is located here. Note that the weekly participation for this week and all subsequent weeks will require you to leave 2 class comments in response to the question or task posed for the week. In the case of this week, the task is to create goals for yourself for next week based on the information presented in the syllabus, and to write a short explanation as to how the syllabus being posted allowed you to create that goal. For instance, if I were to create goals for this week, I would know that there are several assignments due this week, which ends on Monday of next week, by looking at the activities for week 1 on the syllabus. One of those assignments is the diagnostic paragraph assessment. The prompt for this assessment can be found on the syllabus here, and it can be found in Google Classroom as well. This will apply to all writing project prompts throughout the marking period. You will be able to find the prompt itself on the syllabus in the cell for the week during which the prompt is introduced, and it will be readily available in Google Classroom right away, so you can work ahead if you so choose. However, keep in mind that I may not post videos explaining the requirements of those prompts or additional resources to help you complete it until the week that they are to be introduced as per the weekly schedule displayed on the course syllabus. Anyhow, returning to the task for this week's weekly participation. I know that this diagnostic paragraph assessment is due, and I have access to the prompt for the diagnostic paragraph assessment, and the prompt is asking me to determine how I will meet the requirements of this course based on 3 things that have to be reviewed for this week: the course syllabus, code of conduct, and the course competencies. As such, I can simply respond to the weekly participation prompt as a class comment like so. And keep in mind, though this is a diagnostic assessment, please put forth a product that is representative of your current writing skills, as this will be used to determine which students need additional resources, supports, paragraph stems, etc. If it is not representative of your actual skill level, I may end up assigning additional resources to students who are not in need of them. But returning to the syllabus, take a moment to pause this video and review the rest of the syllabus to post your initial response for this week's weekly participation. You should take 5 to 10 minutes to review the course syllabus. Now that we have posted our initial response, we need only wait for our peers to respond, and then we can post our second response for the week. In the meantime, let us take a look at the other 2 assignments that are due at this week's end, one of which you should have already completed: the summer reading project and the parent acknowledgement form. The parent acknowledgement form and the space to submit the summer reading project are both located under the same assignments in Google Classroom right above the syllabus. The directions can be found when clicking on the assignment. Basically, the purpose of the parental acknowledgement form is to ensure that your parents have reviewed the code of conduct, which also contains the acceptable use policy, or AUP, for proper technology use, as well as the course competencies, which outline skills that you will be expected to master, and the course syllabus. The parental acknowledgement form is located here. Once parents have reviewed the necessary documents with you, they may proceed to complete this form by indicating your name as well as their own, checking off the corresponding boxes to indicate that they have reviewed the course syllabus, competencies, AUPs, which are located on page 40 of the Code of Conduct, and the Code of Conduct itself. Do make sure that you review these documents thoroughly, as you will need to reference and cite them in your response to the diagnostic paragraph assessment, which, as the assignment directions suggest, should be treated as a research simulation task, something that you ought to be familiar with as you are juniors in high school. With that said, there are a few more things you should be aware of. Below the table displaying the weekly schedule, there is a table of due dates, which displays all of the major assignments and their due dates. This does not include the park-like assessments, however, as assessments may have to be added throughout the course of the marking period, and they have not been made yet. Therefore, the park-like assessments will only appear in the weekly schedules, and they will not be included in the Google Classroom Classwork or Stream tab until the forms for those assessments are created. Also, for weekly participation, in addition to the weekly class comments, you will need to provide 3 exit tickets per week, denoting 1 thing you learned and 1 thing on which you need assistance. This is important, as it lets me know what specific areas you might need assistance with. These will be left as private comments. Rubrics for different assignment types will be found below the table of due dates on the syllabus, save for certain projects for which rubrics will need to be generated. So do reference those rubrics before asking how you will be graded on anything. Also note that all assignments will not be able to be completed in a single day. You are to work on them gradually throughout the weeks in order to make sure you are mastering the necessary skills and putting forth quality products. So make sure that you are thoroughly reviewing the syllabus and resources posted on Google Classroom and seeking my feedback regularly, as well as interacting with your peers to share ideas in the class comments. Also, you will be accountable for your attendance for each class as we move forward with distance learning. You will have to somehow denote your presence for every class during the time that class is set to take place. For example, You will have to indicate that you are present for your first period class during the time frame that attendance for first period will be taken. This can be done one of several ways, two of which we will go over. Enter the Google Meet for the class through the link at the top of the class stream when class begins. Just make sure your camera and sound are off upon entry and enter the class Meet. Or, you may indicate that you are present through the question posed for the appropriate date under the attendance topic in Google Classroom. Right now, we will try indicating that we are present through the Google Meet link. If that proves to be inefficient and I decide to change the method through which I will take attendance, I will email you to inform you. You should also email me regularly should you have any questions. Just please, do not contact me simply asking what you have to do, quote unquote. Provide me with some evidence that you have looked at all of the necessary resources, watched the video that I had posted, and I will be posting videos regularly, and ask a specific question regarding a specific task for the week. With that said, be sure to check your emails frequently, engage with each other, and email me should you need any assistance with anything. My responses are always timely, so begin completing the assignments and tasks for this week, and a video further explaining and modeling skills for the first assignment for Unit 1, which begins during Week 2, as per the syllabus, will be posted under the Crucible Homework Essential Questions. I will also be holding live sessions, either during the time that we are scheduled to meet for a given class, or subsequent to that. We'll see how it works out after the first week is over.